Okay, so as promised in my other video, here is a quick recap of the unboxing of Magic Ruler and some fun factoids around the Magic Ruler set. First one being that Magic Ruler eventually becomes the set known as Spell Ruler in future iterations. Magic Ruler unboxing was done on a previous video at length, and I wanted to make sure that if you're like me and you like to see all the highlights, that I created a recap. So we purchased this Magic Ruler booster box for around $900, which is a really good price for a booster box. Typically, I purchase boxes that are before 2003 because that's around the time I was growing up, so they're the most nostalgic to me. That includes Legend of Blue Eyes, Metal Raiders, which I've purchased 2 booster boxes for Metal Raiders. Magic Ruler is the next one, and Pharaoh's Servant finishes off that set. So, first things first, typically what you should expect from a booster box is you should expect to get 6 holographics, inclusive of 2 ultra rares and 4 super rares, and if you're lucky, you may get a secret rare, but that's not guaranteed. So the secret rare for Magic Ruler, there is Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, which is the one I wanted and did not get, as you'll see from the highlights. So a couple of cool things I wanted to point out of this entire box, because the majority of it will get sent to PSA, which you can check out the link on this video for grading cards and how to do it, and my perspective on grading cards. I was able to get each and every single common card in one booster set, or booster box, and I was able to get each rare card in a single booster box, which doesn't always happen, but I was lucky enough to have that happen. I do like to get complete sets. So without further ado, let's get into the highlights. So the 2 ultras that I pulled were Axe of Despair, and I will hold that up to the camera. It's in great condition. Hopefully it will focus up. There we go. The centering is pretty nice, so I'm going to have that sent into PSA. And Delinquent Duo, that's my second ultra. It's pretty, yep, there we go with the focus. Both pretty nice cards. As I said, I really, on my previous video, I really prefer monster cards in terms of ultras. So the super rares that I was able to pull, and you'll see why I have them sectioned off, is Toon World, which is actually my favorite pull that I had in this set. Mahavilo, which is okay, but still a nice card. And then I have these ones, and you're not going to be able to see them because I have them down low, off to the right. Giant Trunade. Put this up here. Very nice. Painful Choice. And these are first edition. You can see by the, when it resolves, first edition down here on the left side. And I'll take this out. So those were my 6. I had Axe of Despair. Put this up, actually up here. Delinquent Duo, those were my 2 ultras. Giant Trunade, Painful Choice, Toon World, and Mahavilo. So, and I held each and every one of those up to the camera so you get a good look. One thing I did want to bring up as a factoid for the Magic Ruler box, and I'm going to preface this video with essentially a comment saying if there's anything that you would like to see or like to hear on future openings, definitely provide that constructive criticism. I'm more than happy to try to make this as informative and entertaining as physically possible. So what I did want to say around these cards is I've sectioned them off. I'm moving Toon World, Mahavilo, and Axe of Despair over to the side, because if you're familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament play, and that's basically just, instead of collecting, you're playing the trading card game, there are a bunch of cards that are banned or forbidden, and I was lucky enough to actually acquire a few Delinquent Duo is considered still a forbidden card, not allowed to be used in tournament play. Giant Trunade, also a forbidden card, not to be used in tournament play. And Painful Choice, same thing, not to be used in tournament play, it's forbidden. Another category of card, which was part of the commons, was limited, and I'm trying to remember the other category, but a limited essentially says that you can't have more than one in your deck for tournament play, and Upstart Goblin was one of those, and we were lucky enough to get 4 of those in this box. So that being said, the last one that I wanted to bring up, which I thought was pretty cool, is a rare, is Cyberjar, also a forbidden card. Before getting into the next part of this video, I did want to bring up that based on how well this video does, we are going to be sending out a couple of these. Cyberjar, and this is free to you, it's going to be essentially a poll based on the people that are subscribers to this new channel, which I will be providing a overview of what I'm trying to accomplish with this channel. So a random generator will be used at the end to pull a subscriber, and they will be sent a few cards. I'm going to try to be as fair as physically possible. Cyberjar is going to be one of them. That's a forbidden card. And then some of the iconic cards that were pulled. Labyrinth Wall. And these are all first edition, all pristine, because they just came from the booster box, which you'll see a description down below for the full video. Reran is another one. Upstart Goblin, which is the most valuable common due to its limited nature in this box. And Wall Shadow, which, again, all pristine condition, all first editions. Those will be going, I will send that out via mail once we see how this video does. And outside of this, I do want to, and I'll post it in the description below, I do want to share out my selling page. That selling page is essentially, because people can be very wary about having stuff sent to them, you can use my selling page to see that for all the things I sell, I've gotten great reviews. These aren't being sold. These are actually just being sent, but I just wanted to create that level of comfort for the people that end up winning these cards. So, and if we can actually get, I wanted to bring this last one up. So this is a Kazijin Metal Raiders card, first edition, graded PSA 9, and it's a beautiful card. I'm actually surprised it didn't get a 10. It was part of one of my Metal Raiders pulls from a previous booster box, and that if we can get, let's say 100 subscribers. If we can get 100 subscribers on this recap video, I will send this to one of those subscribers. So if you enjoy the content, I would very much appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you'll know when future content is coming out, because I plan on kind of doing this for each and every booster box that I open. It helps me with my hobby, because that viewership and that creation can then be funneled into more content, because I'll know you enjoy what you like. And also it's trying to incentivize it to the viewer, not only from an entertainment perspective, but you also get a lot of these cool nostalgic cards that I don't plan on keeping in my collection. So to continue on with the Magic Ruler set, outside of the rares, which we were able to get all of the rares, there are a category of card called short prints. Now, short prints are cards that are in the set, but they are not there for the entire time of the set. We had Gaia Power, that's one short print. Toll. Darkness Approaches. Tailor of the Fickle. Eternal Rest, I thought that was a cool one. Luminous Spark, sorry. Rising Air Current. another toll, which in future videos, maybe around when I do the PSA video, it will be one that is definitely not raffled off, but given away via random generator. Molten Destruction, Umiruka, Darkness Approaches, Curse of Fiend, Gravekeeper's Servant, Slot Machine, and I actually got a couple of duplicates of that, so one of those will also be raffled off or given away in a later video, and Jigen Bakudan, which was used by Yugi during Duelist Kingdom, again, will be given away in a raffle type situation. So those are all the short prints. I was only not able to acquire one of the short prints. The short print I was not able to acquire was Fairy's Hand Mirror. So unfortunately, I wish I would have pulled all the short prints in one go, but I did not. So typically what I do is I'll send the ultras and the super rares and the secret rares if I got any. I did not get any for secret rares. The PSA first, followed by the rares, which essentially is the group of cards I'm going to go through now, followed by the short prints, because I like to have a fully graded set. And then when I get duplicates, in my opinion, there is no reason to keep the duplicates, so I will either sell, or, because I do have a seller's page on eBay, or I will raffle them off based on the content that I create. And that's free. It's essentially the only thing that you need to put yourself in the pool for getting these cards for free is to subscribe and turn on that notifications button on the bottom. It's greatly appreciated, and I'll try to go through as many comments as I can and digest that, so that way I'm providing the best content that I possibly can. Okay, so a rare in terms of Cyberjar, again, that's a banned card. Giant Rat. Giant Germ, used by Kaiba at one point during the anime. This is Hyozan Ryu, kind of a dragon card. Nimble Momanga, flying squirrel basically. Shining Angel, Amoeba, Mango-Ryuran, which is actually one of my favorites in terms of the rares. Horn of the Unicorn, another one of my favorites based off of how nostalgic it is, and it came in one of the starter decks. UFO Turtle, Heroes Shadow Scout, Senju of the Thousand Hands, one of my favorites, Karate Man, strictly because I think the artwork is great, but I think from a creativity perspective, in terms of the convention of creation, I just think it was lazy. And I said this in my last video. When that person was creating the card and their manager came around and was like, "Okay, let's spit around some ideas. What's your idea?" And I'll just call him Kyle. Kyle came up with this card. So he's like, Karate Man, I guess. I don't know. It just seems like I don't know. It lacks, I'm going to say innovation in terms of some of the other ones that have been named. Mother Grizzly, not to get off on a rant tangent there. Rush Recklessly. Mystic Tomato. And Flying Kamakiri #1. Okay, so I know I went through that rather fast. I do have a full reveal video, which is quite long, goes through each of my thought processes in depth. But I did want to bring up that my name is Simply Seppi. I will be producing content in terms of old school Yu-Gi-Oh! And old school Pokemon. And that Pokemon aspect, I have, again, all first editions, at least in terms of the ones that I like to collect. I'm not opposed to opening up booster boxes from a nostalgia perspective, even if they're base unlimited, or any type of unlimited really, as long as they're part of one of the old sets. So I don't mind doing that. But just tell me what you'd like to see, put it in the comments, try to get to as many as I can. Let's aim for, let's try, again, and this is a new channel, I would love to get 100 likes for this video. If we can get 100 likes and maybe a handful of new subscribers, that would be phenomenal. Again, if we can get up to 100 subscribers, I will be sending out this Metal Raiders Kazujin to a lucky person that wins the random number generator. Again, that's how all raffles are really picked. But if we get to 100 subscribers, I will send out the Kazujin, and if we could get to 100 likes, I will make sure that all of the cards that I had shown previously as part of the Magic Ruler set will be sent to those individuals who are subscribed to the channel. Alright, so that's Simply Seppi just signing off. Thanks guys.